he was whining all of a sudden as I pulled the battery out of this. What's the matter, buddy? Get down, get down. No. What the hell? Well, good afternoon, everybody. Today you join Gage and I back in the swamp. We're slowly making our way back to the hunting blind, which is in the deep swamp. A place I don't like to go a whole lot. Those of you that watch the channel know I do a series called These Woods Are Haunted. There's a certain area that we get back to here which nobody goes to, a couple miles. There's no trails. You can only access it in the winter because there's a river system and it's boggy marsh that, you could break through that top floating layer and disappear. So people just don't go back there. And as we've discovered over the years, when we do go back there and we run our Spirit Box apps, we get different responses than we get when we're at the house. At the house, it's always saying family names. It's talking about things that are happening, answering questions that we ask, and it's a much friendlier tone to it. Back there, we get responses all the time like, get out, leave, it's behind you, it says the D word, demon. I don't like to deal with that stuff, but it's back there. And we'll reach a certain point where my warning system will kick in and all the hair on the back of my neck starts standing up. And I know we're there when that starts happening. So today, because it's midwinter and I haven't done it in a while, I thought, let's go back there and do a Hack Shack session, a necrophonic session, and just see what we get coming through. Huh. Bunch of blood in the snow. I don't know what that's from. What do you have there? Legs. Okay, get out of there. Rabbit paws. Well, it looks like maybe the fox got a rabbit, and Gage ate 2 rabbit paws before I could stop him. But he did listen when I told him to put the third one down. And he's going back for it right now. Come on, let's go. You little pooper. So, as we've learned over the last few years, I do sense things that other people don't, that I didn't even know I could do, right? Going into this. And my brother's the same, doing all this paranormal research. The more we do it, the more attuned we've become to it. And you get those shivers when you know that somebody's around, when you know you're going to get an answer on the Hack Shack app that can run for 10 minutes sometimes before you get an answer. And then all of a sudden you get the shiver down your neck and you know that within the next minute or two you're going to get that answer. Well, it's because we're tuning into something. And no, I don't think we're special. I think any one of us can do this. but most people are afraid to. And a good example of this is one of you guys, I won't say who, contacted me this week, and they were saying exactly that. They love watching the paranormal investigations that both Grant and I do on our channels, but couldn't bring themselves to do it, download an app and do it themselves because they're too afraid that a dark entity or something, would be drawn in. And what I say to that, guys, is I honestly 100% believe that your family members, your spirit team, not just family, friends, close people that you've had here that maybe have moved on, or even relatives and relations that you didn't even know in this life, great-great-grandparents, things like that, their voices come through, their names come through on my apps all the time, and I know that they watch out for us. So you've got the spirit team working for you, protecting you, but I also believe with all of my heart that we protect ourselves. We are beings of goodness and light. And when you have that feeling within you that you've done something that, you could have did a better job, you could have felt a little more empathy, you could have made that person's day a little better. Well, that's because inherently we are good. And I think being creatures of good, we can protect ourselves. And I always envision white light. I protect myself with white light. I send it out. I envision, it being around, Gage and I surrounding us in the woods when we really need to protect ourselves. And I send out this light to other people who need it. It's almost like a little prayer that you can say, but you just send a good thought, you send the light with it, and it works. I don't want to get into it. We talk about it a little bit. Healing can be done this way. Nobody ever taught me to do these things. I don't know how I know it. I just know it. Ever since I was a little kid, 4 years old, I knew that I could heal other people by sending this light and thinking good thoughts and just wanting the best for someone else. You can do it. You can also protect yourself. And that's what I told this person. They wanted me to do a private session for them or run the apps and see. I can't do that, guys. I'm not a psychic. I can't guarantee what's going to be said. I don't know. It wouldn't make any sense to me, so I don't do that. But I do believe you can do it. You can do it yourself if you want answers, and you can protect yourself. I don't think you need to be afraid of, doing these tests, this research that Grant and I do. I wish there were dozens of you guys that were doing it and posting your results, because I'm sure we would all have our minds blown on what we're hearing and seeing. Because the more we've gone down this road, we do see things physically happening. Doors opening, boxes falling off the shelf at my place, the Christmas wreath. These are just examples from the past few months, but there have been other things. The TV dying, and then Aunt Angie going home and her TV dying. And then Gerald told me, I don't know if this is related at all, but he told me after watching my video where we talked about Aunt Angie's and my TV dying, he had this big framed glass, I don't know if it was a poster or some kind of work of art hanging on the wall. It fell off his wall and smashed the monitor for his computer. So he's the third one who had something happen to him while all these things are going. Am I causing this to other people? I don't know. I don't think so. I certainly hope not. And I will mention that at my house, there have been no strange goings-ons. There have been nothing out of the ordinary has been recorded. I mean, just the usual tapping on the walls that I hear at night, things like that. But no boxes, no doors, nothing breaking. It's calmed right down. And I honestly feel that is because Dave's birthday came and went, and we acknowledged it. I had Mom over for cake and beers. Dave said, have some beers in the last session that we did. And I did exactly that. My mom came over, Gage's birthday, he got a box of cookies, and we celebrated. And once I did that, we kind of acknowledged that, we haven't forgotten you. Things have died back down. Is it that simple? Is that what all of this was about? I don't know. It could be. So I did bring the speaker, and what we're going to use to record this is the DJI 4. It actually has a really good sound, so we'll put the speaker on here. I'll throw a hack shack on here as we're walking the trail getting back towards the hunting blind, and we'll just see what responses we get, and it'll be recorded on the action cam. It's not something I would normally do, But I really do trust this has a great microphone in it, and I think we're going to do fine. I need to put some gloves on because it's really cold. So this trail here behind me is where the Dark Woods starts. This is a trail like from the 1950s, and it leads up to that clearing that I've put the hunting blind in, and there's some metal chairs in there. Somebody was using that as a spot to hunt deer back in the day. So we're gonna continue on, and I'm just getting the very faintest shivers down my neck right now. This is where it starts. We've run the hack shack for 6 minutes to get to here, and I haven't had a single response yet. So we'll turn it back on and we'll continue up this trail. Coming to visit. It's been months since I've been back here. You want to come talk to me? Oh, there's our first response. Female voice. As soon as we got to this trail, doesn't surprise me. Here we go. I knew sitting down to edit this that we got a female response followed a minute later by a male response. As I'm sitting here and I figured out, full shiver down the back of my neck, that the first response said, "I killed in-laws," and it was a woman's voice. I knew that the male that says something coming up was going to have something to do with that, because they always tell a story. Because this is real. Whatever the hell lives back there, I think, guys, in turn of the century times, where there were old homesteads back along that stretch, which there's nothing now but swamp. Okay, but 150 years ago, there were 3 or 4 homesteads in there. And I think that's where these voices, these spirits come from there. And even before that, the native spirits, because I know there's a native presence back there as well. But here we have somebody saying, "I killed my in-laws," and it's a female voice. So when the male voice says it was his mom that got killed, that makes sense. The female's in-law would be her husband's mother and father, and it's saying that his mother was killed. So there's the story. Is it true? I don't know, but it makes sense. Male voice. Thank you for coming to chat with me. There's a shiver down the back of my neck. Okay, so here at this point, guys, I'm going to turn the audio off. We didn't get any more Hack Shack responses as we were walking into the hunting blind, but it is so beautiful. I'll just let this play for a minute, and we'll talk about this for a second. Like I said, we get to this stretch in the woods, and immediately my whole body starts reacting. I know that there's something around me. They're coming in to see who's back here in this territory where humans just don't go, and I can sense it, I can feel it. Shivers down the neck, the back, the arms. The energy changes, and quite often even Gage will react. Today he's really excited, he's running around, he's sniffing things, he's already found a dead rabbit. You know, he's not paying attention. But you're going to see coming up when we get to the hunting blind, there's going to be a section here. We do necrophonic, and it was really strange. Gage started whining and trying to get into the hunting blind with me. You're also going to see, coming up here, I'll show you, I started to get the feeling of being watched. And I was being watched. That's another sixth sense that I think we all possess. And you're going to see me call it out. I'm getting this feeling, and then you're going to see what's watching me. Here, check this out. Oh, there's a full shiver down the back of my neck. Who's here? Oh, I see who's here. Up in that tree. Okay, I had a feeling I was being watched. And up in that tree right there, there's a porcupine. I do have the camera with me. He's watching over these trails. Good for you, buddy. I'm glad he's up there, not down here. Gage, knock on wood, has never in 6 years had a run-in with a porcupine back here or at my house, but most of the neighbors' dogs have. There's quite a few porcupines around back here. Well, the top of the hunting blind is caved in on itself. Probably a big chunk of ice and water in the middle there. I'll have to fix this. Oh. Well, we re-ripped our roof where it was ripped before. There's a big chunk of ice. I wonder if I can make a ridge pole to add some support. Oh, that went down the back of my neck. Yeah, that will kind of work. I think you should go find a stick and chew it. I'm gonna do some necrophonic in here, buddy. Go play. Okay, so we're gonna take the action off my chest, and we're gonna run a necrophonic session here in the hunting blind while Gage is out there chewing sticks and running around. Is this a continuation of the story we were hearing on the way in about killing the in-laws and that it was his mother that died? It sounds like we're talking to a married couple. He was happy, it felt good, and he was a good person. He was the victim. Also note, Jack is here, Jack and Carol. Pat, Carol. Pretty sure it's a Grant. Dave. So we're getting all the names of the regulars, okay? If you've watched this channel, you know that Ed is an old fishing buddy who used to go up to Doug's camp fishing with us. And the strange part is I'm getting a shiver down the back of my neck. I don't know if Ed is alive or dead, okay? At this point, I haven't talked to him in 15 years. It says Ed is coming. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps, like full goosebumps. You can even see them. Maybe Ed's passed. And it says we like light. Okay, so this is nothing new. I even talk about it in this video. We're supposed to go up to Doug's camp and see our final farewells when they spread his ashes up there. They haven't done that yet. So am I supposed to bring Ed with me? Is Ed already passed? Is he going to be there? I don't know, but it's saying all of the names, okay? And now here's the part that just blew my mind. It says a name of somebody that I don't know. Maisie. Except Maisie contacted me 2 days ago, sent me a big, huge email saying that she's a psychic she's in Britain right now, and she gets psychic messages when she watches my videos, and she sent me a bunch of information on Jack and Carol. So why that name comes through all of a sudden there, and it's not amazing because I thought that's what it said at first. I listened to it over and over and over. It says Maisie. And I don't know any Maisie other than this person who's just contacted me. And here it is on the spirit box. So I guess I need to reply to her. Oh, shiver down the back of my neck. Is there a portal back here? Dave, visit Glenn? Okay, so that is super weird. Glenn is my mom's brother, my Uncle Glenn. Him and Dave were very good friends. That said Dave visit Glenn, and then it said Uncle Glenn's wife's name, my Aunt Sandy. There's no way it's a coincidence it's saying all these freaking names of people I know. Look, guys, I have zero doubts that while back there in the woods, I am surrounded by spirits. Our new friend Annie, who we did the Bigfoot interview with, well, her partner's name, you guys can probably guess what it is. It's Brian, right? Her son passed away a month and a half ago. Pat, he's already said at the beginning of this video, Pat's here. And now it says Brian. Then it says Diggany. It says she cried. Of course she cried. Her son passed away. And then it tells her to deal with it, and she's got this. So they're giving her messages as well. And it's like they said to me in a previous video, and there's full shivers, that they're drawn to me to give me messages. They said that in a previous video, and I believe it. Okay, so clearly I have heard Pat a couple of times again in this video. If you are the Pat, there's a full shiver down the back of my neck. If you are the Pat that I think you are, who recently passed, then I need proof of that. Full waves of shivers going down the back of my neck. I'm taking the time to let you communicate with your mom. Start by saying her name. I visit, I'm sure it said Anne. Connect and Chris. Said my wife's name. Okay, that was weird. We had some weirdness going on there. The hack shack started itself. Gage was all, like, his energy level just changed, and he started whining, and he was running circles around the tent as I was changing the battery in this. And I don't know if I caught it or not. I got the battery back in, pressed record just as he started barking. I was just going to say Gage was super antsy when I was changing that battery. And now he started barking. He was whining all of a sudden as I pulled the battery out of this. What's the matter, buddy? Get down, get down. No. What the hell? What is going on? All right, now a couple of videos in a row, we got the name of one of the D words that you said lives back here and used a portal. I want you to say that name again. I'm not going to say it. That said my name, clear as a bell. Who just said my name? Had a feeling it was Doug. So, to my knowledge, they have not interned Doug's ashes up at the camp because Grant and I, or might just be me and Gage, I don't know, are going to go up and spend a night, do some sessions, say our goodbyes, and do a final session on Doug, which he keeps asking us to do, but to my knowledge, he is not up there yet. So I'm hoping that, this summer they go up there and do their family thing, do our session, bring some beers and fireworks, because that's what we always used to do up at camp. And we're going to make an adventure of it. I've been saying it for 2 years now, but they haven't gotten him up there. So are my powers growing? The more I seem to do this, the easier it is to connect and get names of people that I know or knew. And the shivers, the intuitive feelings, I think the more I do this, the more my power grows. Can you confirm that? Said my name again. Said my brother's name, said my name again, said Doug. So, you know, I think I'm rested enough. Oh, I'm getting a full shiver right there down the back of my neck. And they're like telling me, don't go yet. That's exactly what they're telling me. What about my dog? Okay, I'll give you like 1 more minute. I need you to be very clear and concise. Whatever this message is, I get the feeling there's another shiver as soon as I was going to say it, that you don't want me to leave yet. So you need to give me the message, whatever it is, as clear as you can right now. What is the message? Look at Gage. He's doing it again. He's whining. He's trying to get in. Down, buddy. What's wrong? No, down. 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 All right, we're out of here. You have any last messages before I go? Looks like Gage wants to go. The energy just changed. It got weird.